it's a powerful word. It's even more powerful when the world hears your town's name and thinks of genocide. Auschwitz, a death camp where Nazis murdered more than 1 million Jews, got its name from the town it was in, Auschwitz, a town now synonymous with murder.
The Germans changing all history, and they put it, the name for us is like symbol of curse, Auschwitz. But Auschwitz is a history of 800 years old town, and 500 years was a Jewish community was there.
Before the Holocaust, the town housed 28 synagogues. Half the population was Jewish.
We had a good relationship between Christians and Jews. For example, they invited people from synagogue for Christmas, and the synagogue invited them for Hanukkah.
Roman Gavo was born not long after the war ended. Reminders of the pain of war gripped his childhood. For 27-year-old David Volak, his experience was much different.
Had you ever met a Jew before you moved to Krakow?
I never met a Jew, no, only in the TV. The Jews were something like Mayans or Aztecs, like some kind of civilization that used to live here, but they are gone.
Both men never interacted with Jews as children. Now both are devoting their lives to making things right with the Jewish community.
How do we combat anti-Semitism if maybe people, don't have the opportunity to meet Jews?
I think that's also a job for people who are non-Jewish.
David says it starts with combating common misconceptions, like the one where people say Polish Jews don't mix their culture with the rest of the country.
They were just Polish as I am, like the citizen, only the different religion. It doesn't mean that they were not Polish. There would be no Polish culture without the Jews. That's what I'm saying. Like even many of our traditions as the Polish Catholics or people that are not Jewish here are coming from Judaism. Even our language, we say puts, we said many things that are coming from Yiddish, and we don't even know that. During for example, on the Christmas Eve, my family, we eat potato pancakes, as we call them, but it's like latkes for Hanukkah. There's no Christmas Eve without challah bread. It's very popular, especially in the region of Krakow. If you would be here during the Christmas, you will see challah bread in every bakery for Christmas.
David now lives in Krakow. He says moving to the city helped him be even more open-minded, so much so that he now works at the Jewish Community Center. And he's spreading his experience where he believes it's needed, in places where diversity is not prevalent.
I think we are now teaching our parents about the Jewish culture.
What did they learn about Jews at that time?
That they are enemies, I think so, because that's what my parents were telling me, that there was nothing nice said about the Jews.
Roman says negative Polish attitudes towards Jews allowed the Germans to be as successful as they were.
This attitude to history created the attitude in the future, and it was like open doors to Holocaust. And we need to teach the right attitude, especially for churches.
And that's where he's devoting his time, to teaching and connecting Jews and non-Jews. For 25 years, Roman and dozens of other Christians have worked to support the Jewish community, visibly through song during the March of the Living, an annual event, a march from Auschwitz to Birkenau to commemorate the Holocaust. As 15,000 people left the gates of Auschwitz, they met this group.
This is not only march, but this is life. The march is an example of our attitude and about our life. We need to know we are like Poles. The history of Poland is our history. The Jewish history is our history. And I have two identification, Jewish and Polish.
Why did you have those signs that say, "We apologize"?
Because when we are looking for history of the church, the attitude was not so right. It was full of anti-Semitic.
March of the Living was created to remember the Holocaust. But Roman and David believe it's not just knowledge of the Holocaust that will prevent another genocide, but the willingness of others to confront what they don't know.
I think that people should know that it's okay to ask questions, because it's okay to share the opinions, to discuss things, because maybe you're wrong and you don't even know about this.